Hey guys, I am Danielle The Salty Cooker. Thank you for joining us. And my cameraman today is my husband, Joe. Joe, say hi to everyone.
Hey everyone, how are you? Thanks for joining.
I'm so excited. We are going to be making one of my favorite recipes ever. This is for entertaining weeknight meals. Hands down, it's my favorite taco recipe and is chicken chorizo tacos. And for dessert, we're going to do a not fried ice cream. And all of this was purchased right through the Walmart app. I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the goodies that we used right off the Walmart app. And I chose delivery, but you can do pickup as well with them. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with our tacos, and we're going to get our chicken seasoned here. Get all of our seasonings and our corn tortillas. So I'm going to go ahead and show these goodies to you while we're making everything up. I have about 2.5 pounds of boneless chicken thighs cubed up. You can see about the size. I have about an inch there. And you could do chicken breast if you wanted to. Boneless, skinless chicken breast works really good. I like the flavor personally of chicken thighs. But that's completely up to you guys what you guys like to use. And this recipe, oh, I forgot to get this one off. This recipe is really easy to make, and the best part is it has, it's great for leftovers too.
I'm going to throw one more thing in there too, by the way, guys. So this is Joe. I'm back here holding the camera, and just so you guys know, I'm looking at the chat. I'm watching, so definitely jump into the chat box, say hi. We would love to hear from you. And as Danielle's making this dish, if you have any questions about a technique she's using or a product she's using, feel free to ask. We're here to answer your questions and have fun.
Yeah, definitely. Any questions, let us know. I'm just going to start rolling through this, and then we're going to also have some spots where we can definitely start answering questions too. So with this seasoning for 2.5 pounds, we're going to start with kosher salt, 2 teaspoons. We have, let's see, half a teaspoon of pepper. And then, so some of the seasonings that we have from Walmart is, I like their organic great value. It's a great price. And for as much as seasonings that I go through, value definitely matters. So we're going to do half a teaspoon. And I know some people are cooking with us tonight too. So if you're cooking with us, you need me to slow down a little bit, just let Joe know. Garlic powder, we're going to go ahead and do, let's see, half a teaspoon. And if you wanted to let this marinate too, that also works really well. So you would do the exact same thing that we're doing here, but just let it sit for, you could even do a full day of letting it marinate. And turmeric, we have 2 teaspoons. The turmeric gives the chicken such a pretty color, along with the chorizo that we add in there. There we go. And we're just going to mix that up with our tongs. This is such a great dish for entertaining as well. Most of my friends have had this dish multiple times because it's just so easy to make. So when you have like a group of 10, 15 people coming over, it just, you can even have it pre-made. So I was talking to my mother-in-law the other day, and she's like, oh, what are you going to be, cooking live next time? Because I was sending her the link, and I'm like, well, you need to join tonight. And I told her it's the chicken chorizo tacos. Oh, my friend Kim was just raving about those. And yeah, everybody who's been to our house for any kind of party, get together, I've made this dish for them at least once. And there's so many different toppings you can do, variations. I've even subbed out the chicken for shrimp, and the shrimp and chorizo is really good. Let's go ahead and head over to the stove here. Actually, I'm gonna put these over here. So we're going to start by heating up our skillet. You want a nice big pan. We're just going to give that a little bit.
And do you know what size pan that is by chance?
I think this is a 12-inch pan. So depending, if you're following this recipe exactly, I would recommend right around the 12-inch pan. Because if you guys have seen my stories, you know it's always overflowing. I can never seem to get the right size pan. And we're going to do a couple tablespoons of olive oil. The Walmart app, I'm addicted to. I mean, it is really, it's a game changer, especially when you do a lot of cooking. So when you start to run out of things, you can just add it to your shopping cart. So you can see I have a lot of like fresh new bottles all ready to go because I'm constantly running out of stuff. So
yeah, she's really kind of the shop queen when it comes to the cooking of the getting of the rest of the ingredients. You know, I was telling you before, like I remember the days I used to have to run to the store. I don't know how many times.
Yeah, we go to the. I mean, because of the app, I can really get away with only doing one order a week. It makes life so much easier. But I would be, you know, halfway through a recipe and it's like, oh shoot, I ran out of flour or olive oil, or I ran out of salt one time. How that even happened, I don't even know. But, you know, you run out of it and you need it right now. So we're going to spread this around so it cooks fairly quickly. And we want to get it a little bit brown before we add in our chorizo, because the chorizo is going to cook relatively quickly. The chorizo, now there's a lot of different heat levels when it comes to chorizo. I'm kind of a sissy when it comes to spice. I can't handle a lot of spice, where Joe enjoys a little bit more. So what personally I would recommend is if you have a household that's kind of mixed on spicy versus not spicy, I would go with a more mild chorizo. It's just a fresh ground 1 pound of fresh chorizo. Make everything exactly the same, and then have some jalapeno slices that you can add on top that, you know, just keep the seeds right in it, and that will give the taco a little bit more spice. Because with these tacos, we're going to top it with avocado, tomatillo salsa, cojita cheese. I hope I said that right. And some fresh cilantro to just really brighten it all together. So the jalapeno will definitely give, you know, the spicy person in the household a little bit more heat there. So actually, while that's browning, let's go ahead and start our tortillas. And this is just really simple. We're just going to do a little bit of fry on it so it doesn't, a little bit more. So it doesn't fall apart. Corn tortillas are kind of known for falling apart if they're not cooked properly. And I love the white corn tortillas. You get a nice big package. They even have a larger package than this at Walmart. And I always get that for entertaining because, especially when you're, you know, you're doing a gathering all day long, you want to make sure that you have plenty of food. And you can also use the leftover corn tortillas to fry them up and make tortilla chips. And this goes great for tortilla chips and just make a big mess of nachos. So good. I'm so hungry, as you can tell. I'm so hungry. Joe, are you hungry? You've got to be starving.
I'm real hungry, and this is one of my favorites, of course. I was about to say, the only thing I don't like about this dish is there's never leftovers.
Yeah.
These things are gone every time.
Yeah, I always say it's great for leftovers, but I may go back in at like 9 o'clock at night and get another couple tacos. Or I do love making nachos with it too. I'm definitely guilty with that.
What is your flame set on that pan?
This is going to be medium to medium low. So I always I always call the first tortilla, anytime you're doing like a tortilla in a pan, is kind of like the throwaway one because it absorbs a lot of that oil. So, I mean, that's going to be personal preference whether you want to use it or not. You can also, if you have a gas stove, you could also just do a light char right over the flame. I opted not to do that just because I'm kind of known for forgetting about things when we're on camera. If you guys have seen any of my lives, it's like, you know, sometimes things get a little bit smoky in the kitchen. I'm trying not to set off the smoke alarms tonight.
Let's check in on this chicken. It smells so good.
Yeah, you can really smell those flavors. And you can see the pretty color. That chorizo gives it a really nice depth of flavor. It gives it a little bit of a kick, but it's not too much. So we're just gonna add that in for a little bit. And you can either use tongs for flippers, or I like to use this, I don't know, spatula, frosting spreader. And that only takes a little bit. So you can use really any size skillet for your tortillas. And if you prefer flour tortillas, go for it. It's whatever, personal preference on that. Joe prefers flour and I always prefer corn tortillas. So yeah, let's check in on the chicken and see how that's going. Oh, it is getting nice and brown. Let's flip it around some. With the chicken, we're really going to partially cook it and then add in our chorizo.
Now you said for the tortilla, you're putting a little fry on it so that it's. You said what? It's not so brittle or something.
Yeah, it's a little bit more pliable, and I never realized that until a fellow IG friend, who's now my friend as well, after talking for so long, my buddy Brad ended up telling me, he's like, well, because I was saying something about it, just breaking it apart. He's like, well, are you frying it at all? Are you, putting any oil on it to make it more pliable? No. And who knew? This is a game changer. Okay, let's check this. So this entire meal can really be done well within 30 minutes. The not fried ice cream we're going to make after this can be done really quickly as well. And the nice part about that is the chips, that will hold up for, I think, right around 3 to 4 days is the last time that, every night Joe's like, will you make me another fried ice cream with some chocolate and stuff on it?
Well, so the first time you made me this was what, like, I don't know, not that long ago, it doesn't feel like.
No, it was, I think, about a month ago for the not fried ice cream.
Yeah, so I've only ever had it once.
Yeah, just for a week straight.
Yeah, just a week straight. But it's one of my favorites now, for sure. Like, it's so simple, and but it's so ridiculously good.
So does anyone have any questions? How are you guys feeling so far? Anyone cooking with us?
Let's see. I don't see any questions just yet, but we'll keep an eye out.
Okay.
One question I wanted to ask you about the app specifically, because you mentioned that you use it and it's been a game changer for you, but
Yes.
is how you use it, because I was really interested when you told me how you add things to the cart through the week versus trying to remember everything in the grocery store like you used to do, which is why there were so many things forgotten, I think. So maybe you could share that little tip for everyone.
So I don't know how you guys are. You get to the grocery store. You may even have a list. You get to the grocery store. You get distracted with other things, You smell fried chicken or something, and it's just like, oh, it smells so good, and it takes you over the deli aisle, but you really needed to go over to the juice aisle. Speaking from personal experience on this. But, you do all of that, and then you forget a couple of different ingredients that you need to make a recipe. So now, anytime I'm making a recipe or I have an idea for a recipe, I go right on the app. I just add things right to the grocery list. you know, as people say that, hey, I need this or I need that, I just add it right to the grocery list. So it just really makes sure that you have everything that you need.
And by the way, when she says people, she means me. So she's
Yeah.
now trained me to text her when I run out of toothpaste or whatever as I go through the week, and it just magically appears back in my drawer. So it's pretty awesome for me too.
Yeah, it just, you know, I keep saying it, but it really does just make life so much easier when. Oops, better turn that down a bit.
And we definitely had a few comments of team flour tortillas, so I'm right there with you guys. I haven't quite made the leap. Now, I will say that if it's the homemade tortillas, then it starts to get a little different as far as those corn tortillas. But definitely a flour tortilla guy most of the time.
I think it really depends on the taco as well. For these ones, personally, I just find that this adds so much flavor. It's just, I don't know, a little bit more authentic, but it's definitely personal preference and, you know, texture and everything. So you can see I have all of those just lightly cooked, and it makes them more pliable without breaking. So, and what we'll do here, we'll go ahead and make it this way. So then when we're making our tacos, do I want to do that or the other way? No, I think I'm gonna, yeah, let's do that. It's always hard to, it's like, which way do you want to make them look pretty?
One question we had is, can you use crunchy taco shells?
Absolutely. That is a really good question. You can definitely use crunchy shells, and if you really want to take it up another notch, turn them into a double-decker style taco. Oh, that would be so good. And you know what? You brought it up. I'm going to have to make one of those tonight too. So a double-decker taco is you would take your tortilla, add some refried beans to it, put your crunchy shell in it, wrap it, and then fill it with all the goodies. It's so good.
Yes, please.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. I like that.
Another question was, what are some other recipes you can use this protein in? So once you've got this, if you do have leftovers, can you maybe convert it to something else for dinner number 2 the next night?
Definitely. It goes great with a rice bowl as well. So if you just want to make up rice, if you find like a cilantro, you know, like the box cilantro lime rice, that goes really good because you have the cilantro, the tomatillo salsa that we're going to put on it. We're going to go ahead and add in our chorizo. So that would definitely be really a nice option. Let's see, we said nachos, that you could do a salad as well, or salad wraps would work really good. Personally, I would do like a more crunchy lettuce versus butter lettuce. So like romaine or iceberg, you could do like a taco salad with it. That would be really good. And instead of adding, you know, cheese or what am I thinking of? Everyone does different types of dressings on your taco salad. I do Thousand Island, but you could do tomatillo sauce instead.
Yeah, it smells so good. When are they going to come out with smell-o-vision?
Yeah.
Bring that up every time we have a live.
Yeah, like a scratch and sniff.
Yeah, although
Yeah.
that's even meaner because then they get to smell it but still don't get to eat it.
Well, I'm hoping that you guys are cooking with us. If anyone is cooking with us tonight, do a shout out on there. High five or something, and I would love to see your creations. So definitely send over any pictures of your final dishes that you guys make. And we want to break up the chorizo. Some chorizo will be a little bit not as ground, so but it'll be easier to smash up once it cooks a little bit more. But we're just going to let that go. And so other dishes, yeah, I would say those would be the main ones. Definitely doing definitely doing a rice bowl would be a good option.
Great. Let me just check another question here. I got to move around. We've got another one. Okay, so are there any alternatives to chorizo for those who do not eat pork?
So for chorizo, they do have beef chorizo as well. My girlfriend just told me about that and she said it is delicious. So, but if you just want to omit the chorizo completely, I would just take it out and I would probably say half a teaspoon of, what am I thinking of? Ancho chili powder. So it gives it a nice little, it's not spicy, it's more of a warming heat. That would definitely be a good substitute.
It is crazy how much aromatic that chorizo adds to it. Once you put that in the pan, it just this whole kitchen filled with that smell, and
it does.
You almost taste it.
Yeah, it smells so good. And another combo you could do if you wanted to just omit the chorizo, as we had said earlier, shrimp would be a good sub for the chicken. You could do the shrimp with the chicken as well. I would just cook them separately because shrimp cooks so quickly that you would just want to combine it at the end. And that's also fun for dinner parties too because it cooks up so quickly. Shrimp is a really nice option.
Got one comment that says, sounds so good. Filling sounds so good. As a taco salad bowl with a homemade baked shell. Wow.
Yeah, you guys are making me hungry, man. I was already hungry. You guys are making me so hungry.
Well, this is what we love, though. We get the new ideas, and then I get the benefit that she tries it, and I get to eat it. So thank you, guys.
Yeah. Definitely love good ideas. Absolutely. And now we're just going to start mixing this all together. Everything's really cooked at this point, so now what we're going to do is we just want to get it a little bit crispy so you get that extra texture. But you can see how quickly this cooks up. I mean, it's a perfect weeknight meal. It's really cost effective. I mean, the whole dish is so good.
I would think, too, you could, increase the size of this and really make a lot so it scales up nice for big crowds. And you can easily make like a lot of leftovers, like you said. So you could easily make 3 or 4 dinners and prep them ahead of time, right?
Oh, definitely. And that's why I do love using this recipe for entertaining, is because I like to, when it comes to entertaining, the less you have to do while all your guests are there, it just makes life so much better. So a great entertaining tip, in my opinion, is to have it all made up, ready to go. And then you can either just put it in a baking dish, put it in the oven at like 350 degrees to warm it up the day that you're gonna, have everything going on. And then just put out all your toppings so everyone can just do buffet style. And yeah, definitely, it's a great meal prep idea as well.
Just gotta make sure there's a monitor or someone close by because people start throwing elbows when they get into there.
It is pretty good.
Keep it orderly.
So to really brighten these flavors, because we have a lot of warming flavors, we're going to add orange and lime on top of it. And so one way I used to serve this, you can get in there and see that goodness there. Oh, it looks so good. It smells so good. So I used to serve it with like lime wedges and stuff like that. And then after thinking about it, I'm like, well, why don't I just do it while I'm already in the kitchen? I mean, it takes like an extra second. So then nobody has to, get their hands dirty doing that. They're only getting their hands dirty eating the tacos. Actually, let me just check one more, and I'm pretty sure this is all good. Yep, that is all cooked. So let's go ahead and add our lime and our orange. And your lime will depend on how juicy it is. You may need a couple of limes, but you want about a tablespoon of juice on there. And then we're going to do the exact same with an orange.
Guys, if you have any questions too, now's a great time to shout them out.
Yeah, we're going to start plating here and starting dessert. All right.
Maybe you can tell us what your go-to taco recipe is.
Yes, yes. I would love to hear your guys' favorite recipes, even like doing a weeknight and an entertaining recipe. That would be great. And what's your favorite protein too for making a taco? It's, you know, especially when you're on social media and you're, you know, scrolling through Instagram or Facebook, you see all these great ideas. And I just saw somebody making one that's a ahi tuna. I mean, there's so many different options. So let's go ahead and scoop this up. I'm actually going to switch this down to 3 so I can make it look prettier. That last one will be eaten tonight. And I like to use a slotted spoon for this because you can see you do have a little bit of oil left over from that chorizo. So this just helps drain it. Oh, this smells so good. Just puts a smile on your face. All right, let's go ahead and assemble. Put that in the back here. And I'm going to grab our toppings here and we're going to cut up an avocado. You can make your own homemade tomatillo salsa if you wanted, or if you're in a time crunch or just, you know, want to make it easier, then definitely the jarred ones are great. And I got all of this right off the Walmart app.
So what are the 3 sides you said?
So we have a tomatillo salsa. That's what I'm going to start with. And then we have a cojita cheese. I'm really hoping I'm saying that right. If you guys have watched any of my reels or other videos or anything, you know that sometimes I screw up how to say things. Just going to add a little bit of that. And then cilantro. You know, everybody has feelings about that. I love it. I feel like it adds a great freshness on there.
All right, so that's the next question. Pro cilantro or no cilantro?
Yes, I would love to hear what you guys think on that. And what would be a really good substitute for cilantro? If you're not a cilantro fan, what do you use?
My answer is nothing, because cilantro is basically salad.
Yeah, so Joe says if I put this on, this is his salad for the day. Like, yeah, I live with a 5-year-old, you know. So those are our tacos, guys. Don't those look tasty?
They smell so good.
So good. All right, so I'm gonna have you just do another pan and shot there, and I'm gonna go ahead and get set up for our not fried ice cream.
If this wasn't live, I would take one of these and eat it right now.
Oh, I almost forgot the avocado.
One question we just got was, how could you modify this for vegetarian?
You could use tofu. So a firm tofu, use the same seasonings, let it marinate for about an hour. And for that, I would also add in 1 lime for marinating the tofu. And just do well, I would cube it up, maybe like 1 inch by 1 inch, and then go ahead and serve it the exact same way.
I gotta tell you, it's crazy. I mean, I've always been such a meat eater, and Danielle has tricked me into tofu a few times now. And I'm just shocked at how good it is when it's seasoned properly and treated well. You know, I just really tasty.
It holds up flavors really well. I mean, as long as you really season it and just add some kind of liquid into it to really absorb it, you can flavor tofu really anyway. Okay, so let's go ahead and make not fried ice cream.
My favorite meal of the day.
Dessert first. Joe is definitely a dessert person, where I do prefer savory food over dessert. And that may shock a lot of people. If you follow me like on any of my social media handles, you see a lot of desserts. But you know, that's mainly Joe. All the savory food is my jam. That's always my favorite. Okay, so we're gonna pull out some more goodies that we got off the Walmart app, starting with my favorite thing in the whole wide world, chips. I could eat this whole bag. Again, savory.
What's funny is you say that and people think like, oh, she's kidding. Nope, she could eat the whole bag.
No, I'll eat the whole bag. It is so good. What did I just do with my roll?
We did get a comment that said, go ahead, Joe, eat the taco. Guys, I really would, but I know the punishment. It's not worth it.
This recipe is really easy to make. So, plain chips. So I always say this a little bit different. So plain chips in there. We're just going to do half a bag. And depending on your ice cream scoop size will depend on the servings. So this would be about 4, I'd say 4 average. And I always call this therapy. So you're just going to, I mean, even if you just wanted to bang it, I'm not going to do it because you guys won't be able to hear me. But that's all you're doing. You want to crush it until it's really fine. And I'm going to set this aside. Oh, actually, no, we're going to cook it on the stove. I forgot. So let me go ahead and do this. And it doesn't matter if it's the wavy or the standard, because they taste the same. You're just crushing them right up. You could also use a blender too, but I love using this thing because it really is just like therapy. Okay, there we go.
We got another comment on your tacos from Louisiana, Texas girl. Pass me some heat. Even with a great breakfast taco. Eggs, cheese, onions, red and green bell peppers, green onions, andouille sausage. Oh man, andouille sausage, so good. But I'd eat your leftovers for breakfast too.
Well, that sounds amazing, and that sounds delicious. So adding like scrambled eggs into that, or like a fried egg on top, that'd be killer. So we now need to have leftovers for tomorrow. So don't eat all of the tacos.
Cook more tacos.
Yeah. So yeah, what'd you do on Thursday night? Well, I made 2 batches of tacos because we had to make breakfast tacos. That sounds amazing. So we're going to go ahead and get this on the stove, and this is again our not fried ice cream. It's so simple to make. All right, we're going to use the same burner. I'm just going to set that aside. Just do a medium to medium low heat. 4 tablespoons of butter. Last one in. It really doesn't want to go in. There we go. Just let that melt for a little bit, and we're going to add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and then our potato chips. We're going to just cook it up a little bit, and this gives it that toasty flavor without having to do fried ice cream. And here's a fun fact for you guys. The first thing I ever made was fried ice cream in home ec. I had to have been in ninth grade. And it was the very first thing that I've ever made. And on top of that, it's the first time I ever had fried ice cream. And it is a game changer. It is so good. But the one thing that I remember from making making the fried ice cream is it's very tedious. You have a lot of steps to it. So this is a really good cheap version for a delicious dessert, for a really quick delicious dessert, I should say. We're going to go ahead and add in our brown sugar.
Yeah, and if I'm being honest and fair, I think I like this more, which is just, it seems crazy because it's so simple. And when she told me that this was potato chips with ice cream, I'm like, oh, that doesn't even really sound good. I don't know what I was thinking because it was amazing. But
So it's that sweet and salty. Now, where are my sweet and salty fans at?
yeah,
Like, are you part of this? Do you like a little bit of salt when it comes to your desserts? Especially like cookies and stuff like that. I mean, that can be a game changer.
well, you got sweet, you got salty, you got crunch,
Yeah.
you've got chocolate. Come on.
Well, and it's potato chips. Potato chips make everything better. I mean, it just does. It just, well, it makes me happy. And this is it, guys. I mean, we're just going to stir it a little bit, let that sugar just break down. And before rolling, you'll want to have this cooled completely to make sure that your ice cream doesn't melt. And so you would do this just for, I would say 3 to 5 minutes or so, because you don't want to cook the chips. We're really just incorporating the 3 ingredients together. And that's one thing that we should say. It's 3 ingredients for the batter and then your ice cream. So you really only have 4 ingredients to make an incredible dessert. And it holds up really well. So again, I mean, you could use this for 3 to 4 days at least afterwards.
So great for a birthday party or any of that stuff where you want to prep ahead of time.
Yes, perfect for a birthday party. And one thing you could do with that is once this cools and you have your ice cream, you're going to go ahead and roll it in there, put it on a cookie sheet, put it right in the freezer, and then just pull it out the day that you need it. That would definitely be great for a birthday party. Good call, Joe.
Awesome.
I feel like you're getting ready for this entertaining.
I feel like I'm wondering when my birthday is.
Yeah. I have a couple of ice cream balls rolled. And what would you guys top this ice cream with? Chocolate? Caramel? And is it caramel or caramel? There's a good one. Because Joe and I go back and forth on that one.
Yeah, I say caramel. She says caramel.
Yeah.
I say she's just trying to sound fancy. I don't know. Maybe there's a right or wrong.
Oops. Always making a mess, man.
So you're taking a ball of ice cream.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that would probably help, right? So I have a ball of ice cream. I already balled them up for tonight, but your favorite vanilla ice cream. Once you have your chips cooled, we're just going to pack it on there.
And you mentioned you prepared the ice cream. Do they need to do that and then refreeze it, or can you just take it right out of the box or do it? Okay.
Yeah, you can take it right out and just do it right away. And that's personally my preferred method, just because I like softer ice cream. Joe, do you have a preferred method? Do you prefer softer ice cream or do you prefer hard ice cream? Because this would be harder since I just pulled it out.
Yeah, I don't really have too much of a preference. You know me, I chew my ice cream because I eat my food really fast. So,
Yeah, I look over at him. I forget what I made the other day. I look over at him, I'm like, did you even chew? Like, how did you finish that? I'm taking my first bite and he's already done. For all the toppings, we have Walmart for everything. Again, just a really great value. So we have our chocolate syrup, we have our cherries, and I'm gonna put this, let's see, let me grab a paper towel here, just to drain it some. I'm bound and determined to make a mess.
Well, let's not forget your whipped cream I see hiding behind the bag there.
Yes, thank you. And do we have any questions or anything?
We had a few comments on the caramel. One said, depends on the mood. I like it. Sometimes you want to fancy it up, call it caramel. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure,
like
why
it.
not?
Absolutely. All right, so whipped cream. Whipped cream. Oh, I forgot to put the chocolate on. Oh man.
You can never forget. You just drizzle it over now.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Just going to do that. There we go. Lots of chocolate. And our cherry on top. Dessert, guys.
Man, that looks so good. Especially when you know it, what it tastes like.
Yeah. You know it's going to be amazing.
I mean, that's seriously like fried ice cream, but it tastes better than fried ice cream. My opinion. Don't come after me because I said it.
Oh no, I'm going to give you all the handles. Go, guys. So we have we have a full meal. We have tacos and dessert all ready under 45 minutes. And I mean, typically you can have this done right around 30 minutes. So it's a perfect weeknight meal, very cost effective, and nobody would know it because it tastes amazing. Do we have any questions on?
I don't see any other questions. I see a comment that says top the ice cream with more ice cream. I love that.
Yeah, that's a given.
That's my move. More ice cream, double the chocolate. Let's go.
Yeah, did we just become best friends?
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you for joining us tonight on, cooking with us. And yeah, Joe, do you have? And don't forget to check out, you can download the Walmart app. So download the Walmart app, and then you have the option to either do delivery or pickup. I'm addicted to delivery, but you guys do you on what you prefer. And they have all the options that you need to create a delicious, delicious meal. All right, guys. Well, thank you for cooking with us tonight, and we'll see you guys soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.